What is up, members of my collector corps? It is I, Super Mario Zilla, or you can call me Vinny, and today we will be taking a look at the S.H.MonsterArts Moguera G-Force Doc Sally version. Revealed after Fukuoka Space Godzilla, Moguera here would finally rejoin the MonsterArts line in a new release. The figure unfortunately did lose the chest beam accessory and the city base accessories, but the figure includes a dock, something that MonsterArts has not done yet until this release. That is awesome. But the price is not nice. $150. Let me tell you right now, this figure is not, I repeat, not worth that price. The original figure cost $85. This is the same exact mold, by the way, no difference in articulation or nothing. And that dock is not worth the additional $65. I highly doubt that. It seems like a bit of a scummy move because Moguera's re-release has been demanded for quite a while. Finally, we get him and they jack up the price. It's Mechagodzilla 93 and Fire Rodan all over again. Ridiculous. Despite that high price, is this figure worth grabbing? Well, let's see if this figure is worthy of a spot on your Heisei Godzilla shelf. I never reviewed the original figure, so I'll be going over the Sculpt like it's the first time reviewing it. There's no real difference between figures in Sculpt, or even color for that matter. If I didn't know this was the new version and you tell me this is the 2012 version, chances are I would believe you. Besides some parts looking a little dimmer in the silver, everything else is the same. But the duller silver in some parts does help the figure pop a little bit more, so I'm all for it. It looks nice. The bright silver is also nice to look at. The paint is clean and nicely applied here. Credit where credit is due. They mostly nailed the robot figures. The blue on Moguera is a cool metallic blue and it looks really nice. Moguera's face is captured nicely. The eyes are a translucent yellow that has a bit of an orange tint. All the slots and ridges are here and accounted for, and it looks great. Some parts are smooth and others there's plenty of detail to look at. And thanks to the design, the articulation for the most part is seamless. Not all of it, but mostly seamless. Some articulation is still visible. And yes, the hands on this one by default can open up to reveal the missiles. And the missiles are tiny but sport some nice details. More on them later in the accessories. And I don't mention this on figures normally, but even the bottom of the feet have details. These are here to show where and how he flies. Overall, I have no issues with Moguera's looks. Sculpted paint are clean. He looks fantastic. If you were hoping for any articulation updates, don't. This figure has the same exact articulation as the previous Moguera, the original figure. So no updates, nothing new. Yeah, it's the same thing. So yeah, but in the figure's case, it's not a big deal because there's not much you could have done to make this figure super posable. So I want to say it should have been updated, but at the same time, I'm not sure that's the case. So whatever, let's just see what we got. Head is on the ball joint. Cannot really do anything besides look left and right. The drill can actually twist, so that's useful for stop motions. Waist is on a ball joint. Crunch this far forward, this far back, and of course can twist. Arms are on a ratchet and can hinge upward just about 90 degrees. Biceps can swivel. What the hell? Okay, let's try again. Biceps can swivel. Elbows can bend just a little bit less than 90 degrees. Hands are on swivels and can open up to unleash the missiles. Both of them. Legs are on ball joints. Legs are on ball joints. There's a bit of a knee hinge right here.
ankles are on ball joints. Got a bit of an ankle rocker. So this is his widest stance. Not bad. Articulation in the tail is a swivel hinge. So articulation, again, is not top-notch. It was already not top-notch on the original figure, but here it's just the same exact thing. So don't expect anything new when it comes to articulation, because you're not going to get much.
Moguera has a lot of accessories. We're missing the chest beam and the city bases, as I've mentioned before, which is disappointing, especially for the price point. But still, let's see what he's got. First off is this. I don't know what the name of this is, but it goes on the back of Moguera's tail. Just pop off the plate and pop this on, and there you go. Next up are accessories to put him in flight mode. A replacement neck piece to make him look up, and the wing pieces for his upper legs. Switching the parts is not hard, just pop off the head on the ball joint and pop it on the new neck. And then pop the upper leg pieces out, press them on the top and pull from the bottom. Then insert the wings in the respective spaces, pose accordingly, and there you go. Moguera is in flight mode. Looks pretty cool. Sadly, he has no flight stand, so don't bother displaying him like this unless you have stands handy. Thanks, Bandai. Next is the piece to make it look like he's ready to shoot the chest beam. Yeah, no beam, but we still get this. Changing it is easy. Lift up Moguera's back, it's on a hinge. Then pop the chest piece out from behind and pop in the new piece. Not hard at all. And if you have the old release with the chest beam, it can be used here without issue. Next is the missile effect parts, to make it look like they're rocketing out of Moguera's hands. We get one Act 4 base and two Act 4 arms to hold the missiles up. Setting it up takes a bit. Open up both the hands, take out the missiles, take the pegs out of the missiles, then place the missiles on the front of the effects where the orange is, then connect the smoke pieces together. They only go in a certain way. And then peg the effects into Moguera's hands, and there you go. Moguera is now shooting missiles, just like the first release. Still sad there's no city base. Finally, the dock. It articulates on all the bases on a hinge, and the front part opens up for Moguera's head. Be careful with them. They are delicate. But anyway, open them up and place Moguera on the base, and there you go. This is my favorite accessory, and who says it's just for Moguera? If you have Kiryu or Mechagodzilla 1993, you can use this with them as well. You're not limited on options to use this. So yeah, this is really cool. I love this. But still, all this stuff does not justify $150 at all. Not even close. That is ridiculous, and I won't be told otherwise. Especially since some accessories, as mentioned before, got axed. So if you don't have the original Moguera with the beam, then this Moguera is just incomplete. So that's always nice. I want to say this package is worth it, but for the price point, no. Absolutely not. Here's a size comparison with other figures you may or may not own. Moguera scales nicely with other monsters, including his Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla companions, so no need to worry about him being out of scale. He scales nicely with his co-stars and other monsters, so if you need him up on a display, no problem. Moguera is a fine release. It's not bad, it's just underwhelming for that price point. That dock only goes so far. This should have been $120, not $150, and even then, that's being generous. Realistically, this should have been $100. Not cool, Bandai. Get this for sale. If you have the original release, you're not missing much. You can skip this release. Only get this if you don't have Moguera for the collection. That's how I can recommend this to you, but even then, that's a cautious recommendation because that price may draw an average consumer away. It alienates newcomers who want to give the line a shot. So get what I'm saying here? If this is meant for people who missed the original, then why is it so much? People are probably going to say no to that price unless they're desperate for Moguera. I know I sound like a complete whining girl about this, but it really does get on my nerves. They gotta stop doing this. Everything about this release is good though. I like the looks and the accessories, but the articulation in the legs is outdated and the price is a no-go. This mold should have been updated after all the time that's passed between this and the original release. And the original release is 12 years old, by the way, so hopefully that puts things into perspective. Get this figure if you don't have the original release. If you do have it, don't bother. The dock is not all that enticing to get this release for. I'll give the figure a 7 out of 10. Would have been higher, but the lack of updates into legs hurts this release, and so does the price point yet again. I could go on and on, but I think I should end it off here. In conclusion, this release is good. I like it. I like it a lot, actually, but not something to rush out to get.